Well, good morning, everyone. And once again, welcome to another live this morning. Hope you're having a wonderful day and a good start to it. And we're always happy to have you come on and say hello before we get started with Question and Answer Friday. So, hello. How are you guys? Okay, Brahim, I don't know how you do it, but you're always at the top. Mike from Norland, so are you. Brahim, Mike, and usually Kevin, but I don't know. Andrea from Niagara Falls, good morning. And Sandy, how are you? And Marlene, Nick from our staff, and Rosalinda, Niagara Falls. Marnie, good morning. And Maria, good to have you on with us. Rose from Brampton. Kristen, good morning. And Rafaela, Romania, how are you? We appreciate you. Evelyn, good morning. Mary, Norwich. And Bruno, North Bay. Cindy, Dowling, good morning. Cecilia, Sue and Frida, she's saying hello. Rhonda, Susan, good morning. Joni, Doug, Douglas from St. Thomas, Leah from Victoria, Wanda, good morning from Ridgeway, Vera from Newfoundland, and Tammy from Penetanguishene, beautiful area. Sorry from Finland, good morning, or good night. Carrie, Francis, and Gary in rainy Bolton. Yeah, very rainy in Sudbury. Sharon, good morning. Dale, Laurie from Sudbury. Wanda from Virginia. Maureen from Boca Raton, good morning. I think it's Dale. And Cheryl, I missed you. I didn't mean to. Diane, Thunder Bay. Yeah, where's Kevin? Louise, good morning. So nobody else has seen Kevin either. Elaine, good morning. I missed somebody there. Barbara, Louise, couple of more here, guys, so we'll get going. And Louise is saying hi to Wendy. Where's Wendy? I haven't seen her name either. Leela. And Maureen from Penticton, BC. David from Ridgeway. Anne, good morning, from Kingston. Dave from Muskoka. Annette, good morning. And Jocelyn, bonjour. Barbara, good morning to you. Kathy from Windsor. A couple more. And Cease, I think, or was that? Derek, how are you? Elsie, Newfoundland. Elisa. And Linda. Never mind Kevin. He's gone golfing. Bill, good morning. And Lise, how are you? Milika. Rosa. I did see it now, Rosa. Bonnie, good morning. Rachel, I'm going to say hi to Doc McEwen because Kevin is asleep, according to Brahim. Nick from Magog. Gina, Melanie, Minnesota. Donna, good morning. Thanks for coming on. Karen, how are you? Okay, let's get going. Carol, how are you? Okay, so questions. Today I'm going to go from the bottom to the top. Margie, what are my thoughts on micronutrient testing? Yeah, there's some labs that do that. Not against it. Not a bad idea, but costly. And look, I like the essential blood test, okay? So I'm not saying don't get micronutrient testing, but if you want to know basically almost everything, look at the 8 critical tests that I talk about in Sun, Steak, and Steel. I have a whole chapter on it. And those are tests that are really, really important. Now, if you want to dig deeper and get micronutrient testing done, I got no problem with that. One of the tests that I like, and you can get it done if your doctor would order it, get your omega-3 levels tested. But you can go and get micronutrient testing. Like I say, it's pretty costly. I'm not against it. Could give you an idea on malabsorption, and even though you might be eating stuff, you're not absorbing it as well. But generally, it's like allergy testing, you know, like especially food allergy testing. I've never been big on that. And the reason is because if you got leaky gut, you're going to light up like a Christmas tree, and they're going to tell you that you're allergic to almost everything. And I don't like that because I don't really believe that to be true. Fix the leaky gut, and it's amazing what happens with that. So that's why I'm big on probiotics. Louise is asking, is it possible to get rid of heavy metals after they reach the brain? Yeah, yes it is. Your body, again, Louise, is unreal. It's fearfully, wonderfully made, and you know all about the brain because we talk about this a lot. Your brain has a self-cleaning oven. What is it called? Your glymphatic system. Not your lymphatics, but your glymphatics. And your glymphatics only work when you're sleeping. So you must prioritize good sleep. Okay? And when 70-80% of the population have trouble sleeping, big problem. And I usually start with low-hanging fruit, and that is cortisol. So people that have trouble sleeping have high cortisol. If you have high cortisol, you have trouble sleeping. Start there. Okay? Because when you sleep well, your body will do a detox in the brain. That system, the glymphatic self-cleaning oven of the brain, works when you're sleeping. Now, there's other things you can do. Broad spectrum probiotics, I like, and it's the reason I put it in our formula. L. reuteri and L. rhamnosus are famous for taking heavy metals out of the body, and yeast too. Remember how heavy metals get up into the brain. They travel there when they hitch their wagon to candida, yeast. So don't feed the yeast. And you will help. Your body can detoxify. I've seen it happen. I used to test for it. And getting rid of heavy metals in the brain. You can detoxify. Get your glutathione elevated. What is glutathione? Velcro. Your body makes it. But you need to elevate glutathione. How do you do that? Well, empty your liver. Detox the liver. That's why the reset is so good for you. It's one of the reasons. It empties the liver and your body will produce more Velcro. Velcro to go through your bloodstream and your tissue and pick up heavy metals like mercury, lead, cadmium. Okay? And study, I think I just brought it to you this week, talked about the importance of the gut and Parkinson's. Parkinson's, usually they find heavy metal, aluminum in the brain. They often find lead, mercury in the brain on autopsy of Parkinson's. But how did it get there? It got there through the gut. It traveled through the blood-brain barrier, hitching its wagon to yeast and fungus. That's one of the things they see too on autopsy with Parkinson's. We learn a lot. And therefore, you don't feed the bears. If you don't feed yeast, it will die. And broad spectrum probiotics elevate glutathione. Navitol elevates glutathione. Okay? I love it. Okay. Grace. My son was wondering about my opinion on Voltaren. Well, Voltaren is a drug. Diclofenac. And you rub it in your skin, and it's an anti-inflammatory. It's a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory. Do I like it? Man, like, be careful with it. And a lot of people live on Voltaren. I found, okay, this is just me, okay? This is just me. I never found it to be that effective with my patients or whatever when they talked about Voltaren. Some people liked it. I like magnesium better. I like magnesium cream even better and it's safer. Voltaren is a drug. It's a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory. And, be careful with it. That's what I would say. If it works for you, good. But I'm not big on it, okay? I'm not big on it. I like oil of oregano too. Like, even as an anti-inflammatory, put a few drops in some coconut oil and rub that on your joint. Okay? And, good question, Grace. Michaela, I hope I'm saying that right. Is there any truth to alternating how much vitamin D you take daily, mimicking how much the sun varies daily? You know what? No. Not really, because, look, you can measure vitamin D, right? So you could actually measure it. And this is years ago, but I used to belong to a group, the Vitamin D Council, okay? And not that I did any research, but they did a lot of research and sponsored a lot of research on vitamin D and, published research on vitamin D. So, no, I think consistent use of vitamin D for people, you want to optimize your vitamin D levels. Now, you could do it, Michaela, but I don't think it's an advantage to go up or go down or whatever. Like this time of the year, I'm on vitamin D, okay? In the summer, and some people, I got them on vitamin D all year round because they never get high levels of vitamin D. And what did we talk about yesterday? Vitamin D deficiency is a root cause of all disease. I put it up there. With leaky gut, I put it up there. With high circulating insulin, I put it up there. With oxidative damage, vitamin D deficiency. And so for me, I'm on about 8,000 IUs right now that I take for myself right now of vitamin D. We don't see the sun. Sudbury, when we saw the last time we saw the sun was, I can't remember. Well, it wasn't that long ago. We sort of had a nice, what do they call that summer? Indian summer? I guess we can't call it that anymore. What are we calling it? First Nations summer? Anyway, we had we had a couple of weeks there where we saw some sun. It was kind of nice. But you really are very safe to take vitamin D every day and take the same amount if you want. And I recommend getting your vitamin D levels tested twice a year. Get it tested. In the United States, I wrote this in my book, Sun, Steak, and Steel, you should be above 60. And in Canada's numbers, you should be above at least 150, 180, 200. 2.5 times more than the American number. But 60 bare minimum to optimize vitamin D. Most people, 90%, are low, scared skinny of the sun. Okay, thanks, Michaela. Frida, just curious about fleur de sel. What does Dr. Martin think? It ranks in organic salt. Well, I think it's good. It's a sea salt, Celtic salt, Himalayan salt. They're all good. They all got about 84 trace minerals. That's what makes them good. Compared to table salt, where it's been stripped of all its minerals. So fleur-de-lis, I don't know. I've never really tested it or read any studies that makes it number one, but it's a very good salt for sure. Okay? Wendy, I know fluoride is bad. Well, fluoride is a mineral. It's not bad. It's only bad if you get a lot of it. Okay? But I would like to talk to our Dr. Martin to talk about fluoride. It's bad in toothpaste. Yeah, look, it's because fluoride can accumulate. And Sudbury has fluoride in its water. The dentist got that done. In public health. And like I said, fluoride is not bad until it's too much. And so drinking water, get rid of the fluoride. You shouldn't be drinking that much. And like tooth decay, I never liked fluoride in terms of it really helps your teeth. Nah, just cut out sugar. That'll really help your teeth. You want to have good teeth? Eat steak. Eat eggs. Eat meat. Eat vitamin D. Get in the sun. And you'll have good teeth. Like fluoride, but fluoride's a mineral. It's when you get too much of it. And our world sort of went crazy on fluoride. So you can get toothpaste now without fluoride. You can get, you don't need to, you can get good water filters to take fluoride out of the water. But like I said, it only becomes toxic when it's way too high. Okay? What are the biggest negative health effects in the body? Well, it's probably neurological, from fluoride. Too much can be toxic to the brain and nerves. Okay. Okay. John. Hi. Someone I know has a son. Okay, me too. I'm just teasing, John. Age 25 and has got testicular cancer. What would Dr. Martin's views be on this issue? Well, my views are, it ain't good. Why do we see so much cancer today? We're not winning the war on cancer, including testicular cancer. Now, keep this in mind, okay? I know it's simplistic. Cancer can be complicated, okay? But what you can do about it, what the best thing to put everything on your side is, understand there's two growth hormones. What makes things grow? Insulin and estrogen. So if I was your friend's son, I would cut insulin down big time. How do you do that? Eliminate the sugars, eliminate the carbohydrates, the crappy carbs especially. Okay? Numero uno. 1. You can control the insulin. Insulin's a food hormone. So I would tell your friend's son, lay off the carbs, lay off the sugar. The next one is estrogen. Estrogen makes things grow. It makes a woman and a man a woman too. And testicular cancer, too much estrogen, in my opinion, not enough testosterone. Okay? It's a factor. Get estrogen down. That's why I like flax seeds. And dim it out. A derivative of broccoli extract. Okay? That dims it out. But so do flax seeds. Flax seeds dim estrogen. Why do they do that? Because they have lignans. And lignans are in flax seeds like no other seeds. 100-fold. And they block that estrogen, okay? Okay, let's keep going here. And thank you for the question, John. Okay, and the other thing too, cortisol. Cortisol pours gasoline on the fire. So get that stress level down, okay? Can Dr. Martin talk about, this is Barb, protein C deficiency? Well, that's a clotting thing. It's extremely rare. And I've heard of it. I can't remember if I ever saw it in my office where somebody actually said they had that deficiency. It's a clotting thing. And it's genetic. It's extremely rare. And that's what I know about it. Thank you. Lori, what is the best testing for parasites? Where do you go to get it done if your doctor won't order the test? Yeah, good luck. Unless you come back from Cuba or the third world somewhere and you picked up a parasite, and because the best way to test it is a stool analysis. Okay? And I got to do a show. I've been talking about this for so long, I just haven't got around to it. Do a show on parasites. But at the end of the day, okay, at the end of the day, if you're suspicious, Lori, you got to get a stool test done. That's the best way to find out. But if you're suspicious that you have it without a stool test, and like I said, we'll do a little bit of a deeper dive. I've been promising to do that. But treat parasites like you would treat yeast. Okay? Treat parasites like you would treat yeast, candida. Why? Because they're similar. They're invasive. And parasites can travel everywhere, get into your blood because of leaky gut. They can actually probably cause leaky gut. And if you have parasites, don't feed them. They're teenagers. They want sugar. Don't feed the bears. Parasites are like yeast. Okay? And broad spectrum probiotics. Oil of oregano. Very, very good. It's anti-parasitic. So are broad spectrum probiotics, especially L-reuteri and L-rhamnosus. Kill yeast and kill parasites. Okay? I'm big on that. I'm also, what else did we use? Just trying to think here. But that would be pretty well my protocol. But you got to get a stool analysis done to see them. Okay, Sil. I was hoping Dr. Martin would address P. gingivitis, right? Not gingivalis, but to cure this problem. It has been revealed that it will cause Alzheimer's. Well, it could be a factor, okay? So gingivitis, inflammation of the gums, caused by bacteria, fungal, okay, tartar. And here's, I've addressed this. I think, I thought I talked about this last week, but maybe, I don't know. I'm a senior, so I forget, okay? But let me tell you that gingivitis, years ago, there was a connection to heart disease. Bacteria caused a silent inflammation. People didn't know it. I talked all about inflammation yesterday. Can be silent. And inflammation left unattended can affect your heart, your brain. We talked about it. And if an infection, a low-grade infection is sitting there, it can be a factor for sure. That is why I love probiotics. I repeat. I love an anti-inflammatory diet. Keep your sugar. Any bacteria, they love sugar, something they can consume rapidly. Whatever breaks down rapidly in your system, they like that. Flush it out. And probiotics, vitamin D, elevates your immune system. Okay? Even for your gums, B12, very important. Okay. Thanks for the question. Now, Gail, my ferritin is high in my last blood work. I have low triglycerides and a good HDL. How can fatty liver be often the cause of high ferritin? Well, it often is. It's not the only cause. Having high insulin, having a high A1C can cause high ferritin. Inflammation can cause high ferritin. What else can cause high ferritin? An infection. Low grade, even like gingivitis, can cause high ferritin. And, fatty liver for sure. I always looked at fatty liver being probably the number one. Obesity can cause high ferritin. And that usually has to do with insulin, but not always. So, clear it out. Chelate ferritin. Now, some people, they have hemochromatosis very high, and they want you to do bloodletting. They actually want blood to be taken out of the body. That's pretty dramatic. It doesn't fix it, in my opinion. It only is temporary Band-Aid. You really want to fix your insulin resistance. So Gail, if you're eating really, really good, and alcohol, by the way. So you're having the occasional glass of wine, and it's the way you're built, maybe, you could have high ferritin from that alcohol. Try cutting it out and see what happens. Okay? Those are the common causes. And, holy moly, we're just about done here. I think I got everybody. Yeah. Teny, T-E-N-Y, spelt in front of me anyway. Is it Tony or is it Teny? Okay. Teny. How do you get rid of crepitus or popping of the shoulder? Well, sometimes you can't. Crepitus is, it's like air in the socket and it pops. A lot of times it's due to old injuries in the shoulder. But some people, they're like Rice Krispies. They snap, crackle, and pop. No, really. Have you been around people like that? They move crack, 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 and they snap, crackle, and pop. I used to laugh about it. But, again, if it's bothering you, if it's inflammation, crepitus I don't care about so much. But, when you have pain, well, that's a different puppy altogether, right? So, good question, okay? And I wouldn't worry about it too much unless you have pain. And, you want to... And Jody's asking, okay, a couple of more here. Jody's asking, what's the difference? Because I did this week. What's the difference between DHA and EPA? Okay. Well, look, DHA is a long chain fatty acid. Okay. The longer, the better. DHA is more bioavailable than EPA. Both are good. EPA is just a smaller chain, omega-3. The longer the chain chemically, the more your body absorbs it. And like I was mentioning, I think this week, your brain is made up of DHA fat, not EPA. Now, I like EPA. So again, remember that, okay? Because people come after me after that. They go, well, what about EPA? Well, EPA is good. But the best is DHA. Eyes. You know how many thousands of patients over the years, before and after, that I gave them high DHA combined with Navitol. I used to do this in my office with thousands of patients. Macular degeneration, glaucoma, diabetic retinopathy, anything with the eyes, DHA, fat. You got a lot of fat in your body, you know. Good fat. Your cells, every cell in your body's got fat. Every cell in your body's got cholesterol. Your eyes need that DHA. Your brain needs that DHA. And there's not, you go get an oil change, okay? Go get an oil change. And they might ask you this question. Because, I always thought, it's like a gimmick. They want you to buy the more expensive oil. They call it fully synthetic. I'm talking about your car, not your body, right? Everybody knows you got to get an oil change in your car. True or false? You gotta. I guess unless you have a Tesla, right? But you need an oil change. Okay. You go in there and they say, do you want, and you see it, the prices, fully synthetic, very expensive. And you go, well, what does my car call for? But then I asked my grandson, who is a mechanic. He was smart. He wanted to be a lawyer and said, Grandpa, I'm going to make more money. I'm going to be a mechanic. He's smart. And he went and got a trade. And now, I don't want to tell you how much money he's making. He's so smart. He said, Grandpa, here's why you would use a fully synthetic. It's better for your car. It lasts longer. It doesn't break down as fast. I said, well, Devin, now you're reminding me of what DHA is. There's other oils, but it's the best for your brain. It's the best for your heart. It lubricates. It protects. It's anti-inflammatory. And EPA is too, but not as good. EPA is good. DHA is the best. Okay? And I always challenge people. You find a product that's got more DHA than the Martin Clinic DHA, you win a prize. You just can't find it. And I've been using that for, it seems like a century. But I've been talking about it. Remember, I had my own radio show for 20 years. DHA. Nobody knew what I was talking about 20 years ago. I said you need omega-3. I remember I used to do seminars. It was part of doctors getting their credits. Every year, the College of Physicians and Surgeons demanded you got to go back and really go back to school to keep your license up. I guess they probably do. I got out of a job because they do everything online now. But they used to go into Toronto or Montreal. They used to bring me in. I was one of the speakers, and I would teach them Nutrition 101. And I remember there was about 50 cardiologists. And I said, how many of you guys are taking omega-3? I'm telling you, over 90% of them were taking omega-3. They read the studies on fish oil. I said, okay, how many of you are recommending it to your patients? And I think one or two hands come back up. I said, you bunch of hypocrites. You're hypocritical. Why would you take it and not recommend it to your patients? It works. You need oil. Today we eat fat-free. How stupid is that? And there's only one bad fat. It's what you find in the middle aisles of your grocery store that are made by so-called vegetable oils. Those are good for your car, not your body. Those are fully synthetic. Okay? It's the opposite. Your body doesn't want synthetic. Your body wants the real thing, and DHA is the real oil. Real good. High quality oil for your brain, your eyes, your heart, your skin, your gut, and DHA. What did I do? I did a study this week on DHA, and what did it do? It lowered insulin, DHA, and fat loss. I did it this week. It decreases insulin resistance. It decreases inflammation. It decreases stress. It decreases mitochondrial dysfunction. Those 4 things. And it shrinks. We've shown you this. It shrinks tumors. Tell your friends. Oh, I forgot. That guy with the testicular cancer, tell them to take high DHA. Shrinks tumors in 14 days. Okay. Is that the last question? Yes, I think so. Okay. Guys, you guys are great. We enjoy Question and Answer Friday. Get your questions in for next Friday already. Start. Okay. Guys, have you got your copy of the book, Sun, Steak, and Steel? I don't understand why you wouldn't have. If you don't, you need to read that book. Okay. We love you dearly, and we'll talk to you soon.